Okay, children. Now we will proceed with our next question. The next question is complete the pattern. You have learnt the alphabets in the nursery standard, right? With the same alphabets, we have to complete the pattern over here. See the first group given to us. It is in an order wise only, A, B, C, D. Now the second group, B, C, D, E. Now how did it has come? See, you don't have to take the first alphabet, you have to take only the last three alphabet, that is B, C, D. And after D what comes? E. The same way you have to follow the pattern. Now here again we will not take the first alphabet, we will take the last three alphabet, that is C, D, E. With this C, D, E, we can prepare the next group C, D, E, and after E what comes? F. With the same pattern we will proceed. The first alphabet of the third group we won't take it and it will be D, E, F. So D, E, F, after F what comes? G, and like this we will complete the pattern. Now the second question given us over here is with the numbers. See the numbers 8, 12, 16. Now when you have the pattern of the numbers, you have to choose the different formats to solve it. That means we can think 4, 8 plus 4 gives us 12, or the other way 12 minus 4 gives you 8. Here we will take the addition. That means 8 plus 4 gives you 12, 12 plus 4 gives you 16, 16 plus 4 gives you 20, 20 plus 4 24, and 24 plus 4 gives you 28. Now students, the next question we have, you have to choose from here whether the given figure is line or whether it is a line segment. Children, always remember, when you have a line with two arrows, it means a line. That means it keeps on moving from both the ends. And when you don't have the arrow at the end points, it means it is a line segment. So let us see. Here in the first question, do we have two arrows? Yes. So it is known as line. For the next one, do we have any arrows at the end point? No, we do not have. So it is called as line segment. For the third one, again we have two arrows at the end. If two arrows, that means it is called as line. And for the fourth one, again two arrows we have, it is said to be as line. So understood, children? Now let us proceed. Now here our next question is color to show the fractions. Now by looking this image, can you imagine something? What is it? Is it a pizza? Yes, it's related something to pizza only. Now we will learn further in the next chapters, but here what you have to do? They have given us the fraction and we have to color it. How we are going to do? The fraction means what? When you have two numbers, one at the top and the another one at the bottom. The top number is said to be as numerator and the bottom number is said to be as the denominator. In this bottom number, we have the total number of parts, and at the top number, we have the shaded parts. That means what we have to do over here, the top number, that is numerator, we have to shade those number of parts out of denominator given numbers. That means how? In the bottom, we have got 2, denominator is 2. So total, how many parts? 2 parts. After this 2 part, you have to shade only 1 part. That means we have shaded with this green part. So it is considered to be as 1 part is shaded out of given 2 parts. That means it is 1 upon 2. Understood, children? Let us proceed. Here we have got total 3 parts. So in denominator, total number of parts, that is 3. out of 3, how many parts we have to shade? We have to shade only one part. That means we have shaded with the green one. That means out of 3 parts, 1 part is shaded. That means 1 upon 3. Then for the fourth one, total parts 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of 4 parts, we have to shade only 1 part. You can shade any of the given parts from the here. I will shade from here. So out of 4 parts, you have to shade only 1 part. Then let us proceed. Here, we have total 3 parts over here. Out of 3 parts, you have to shade only 2 parts. That means 1, 2, 3 parts. Only 2 parts you have to shade. So that is 2 upon 3. 2 parts shaded out of how many parts? Out of 3 parts. It is said to be as 2 upon 3. Now children, the next question is convert into rupees. Now you have already learnt in your previous class for conversion of rupees into paise or paise into rupees. Now the same thing we are going to do it over here. From paise we are going to convert to rupees. Before that you must know how many paise makes 1 rupee? Yes, 100 paise makes 1 rupee. So we are going to apply a cross multiplication method over here. How are we going to do that children? Look very closely and properly and pay proper attention. What is given? Paise is given to us. So in the cross multiplication, what is given will be in the first column, and what you have to find? You have to find it in rupees, will go to the second column, that is in second column. So paise is given, in rupees we have to find. And first we will take the initial conversion. How many paise makes 1 rupee? That means 100 paise makes 1 rupee. The same thing. 100 paise makes 1 rupee. Then in question they have given us 300 paise. How much? Simple. Then this is said to be as cross multiplication. Then children, when you have the number upside down in the same column, at that time you will divide it. That means 300 divided by 100. This is very simple division. Let me teach you how. In 100 you have 2 zeros. In 300 also you have 2 zeros. You can cancel the zeros. So what is your answer? That is 3. Or children, you can directly apply the division method. Let us proceed now. Over here we have 600 paise is equals to rupees 6. How did we get? Again we will apply the cross multiplication rule over here. What is given? Paise is given, and what we have to find? We have to find the rupees. So 100 paise makes 1 rupee, then 600 how much? So 100 divided by 600 divided by 100. So again 0 0 cancel. So it will give us rupees 6. Understood? Or you can apply the division method. Now all of you have to do this sum with me. Get ready with your pencil and your fair book. Now over here 450 paise is equals to rupees 4.5. How we will get it? Let us do it children. So paise and rupees. 100 paise makes 1 rupee, then 450 paise how much? That means 450 divided by 100. Now children, it's very simple division over here. In 100, how many zeros do you have? You have 2 zeros. And at the top, you have only 1 zero. So 1 zero from the denominator and 1 zero from the numerator, you will cancel it. And then you will divide it. 45 divided by 10. When you divide it, you will get the answer as rupees 4.5. Understood students? When you divide it, you will get the answer as 4.5.